Want to grow your email list and serve up something delicious for your audience, like a free bag of dumplings and a personalized automation? Let's build a multi-step Mailchimp pop-up form that does just that. Let's go. Hey there, I'm Larry, and on this channel, we simplify digital marketing, especially when it comes to email tools like Mailchimp. If you're tired of boring single-step pop-ups, you're going to love what the new builder can do. Let's go take a look. So we're starting under the pop-up forms menu, and we're going to go and click on create a pop-up. From there, you can select what type of offer you're going to have for your pop-up, or in our case, we're just going to click on view all templates. And under the all option here, we're just going to scroll down a little bit here, and we're going to select this one right here, bold product card style, and it's got a free bag of dumplings. So we're going to click on apply. We're going to give it an internal form name. So we're just going to call this Dumpling Demo 2. And the audience will be my test audience. And our option to collect data will be email, and click on create form. So before we spice up our free dumpling offer here with another step that we want to add, let's quickly preview this and just see what we've got going on so far. So we have an option here that says, I want free dumplings, or I don't. We're going to click on I want free dumplings. It takes you to the form to fill out your email address. And if we add in our email address, it'll give us a discount code. So let's go in and spice this up a little bit. So on step one, which is the initial offer, I'm not going to change anything. Okay, so I want free dumplings. I want you to go to the second step. The second step is the email capture. Now, before they get to the email capture, I do want to add an additional step. I want to ask them what is their favorite type of dumpling. So I'm going to copy email capture here because I don't want to start from scratch. So I'm going to copy this step. It's going to put it at the very bottom. We want to drag this up and put it above the email capture and let go. And now we have email capture, which is very confusing. Unfortunately, we can't rename our extra step here that we just duplicated. So we want to edit this. We'll click on it. It'll zoom us in. And instead of asking for their email address, we want to ask them that question about what is their favorite dumpling. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type in what is your favorite type of dumpling. And on the secondary header here that we have, I'm just going to hit the delete key and it will disappear. And I'm going to also remove this text box here by hitting the delete key. And we're not going to ask them for their email address, but we are going to keep the continue button because we want them to go to the third step now, which is the email capture step. Hopefully this is making sense so far. So what do we want to do here? We want to add in an element. What kind of element do we want to add? Well, we want to add in a radio set. So I'm going to click and drag this over to our area here where we want to put this in below the title question. And we'll just click and drag and drop. So now we've got two radio buttons, and you'll see here it says radio button, radio circle, text goes here, another radio option, radio circle, text goes here. And that's all under set of radio options, okay? So what we wanna do is we wanna copy radio option, the last one here. We want to add a third option underneath here. So all we need to do is click on Command or Control C, and then Command or Control V, and it will go right below where we just were. So now we have three radio buttons here, and now we can go in and edit the text. So I'll just double click in here, highlight the text. The first option is going to be steamed. The next option will be fried, and the last option here is baked. Okay, so we've got our question and we have the predetermined answer that we want someone to select. Now, I want this to be connected to a group because I want to capture this data with the user. So if I select set of radio options, you can see here that we have a name. So I've already created this group. If you did not create a group, you click on manage groups. It would take you out to groups, create your group, and then it will take you back into your pop-up. But we want to select the group that I've created called favorite dumpling. And so we've got that there. Now with our group name favorite dumpling associated with our set of radio options, we can then go into each radio option and associate that particular matching group. And so if we click on radio option here, you'll see it's going to say select a value. So we want to select steamed. Then we'll go to the next radio option and select fried, and go to the last radio option and select baked. So now we have a group called favorite dumpling associated with these radio options, and then we've aligned each radio option with the appropriate value, okay? Then the person's gonna click continue. Now, if we click on continue, we wanna make sure under button actions that they're going to the next step. And in this case, it's step 3. And step 3 is for them to go fill out their email address. Under this email capture, step 3, I also like to capture their first name. So I'm gonna click inside our area here, and I'm gonna add in an element. Under user input, we're gonna select first name and drag that over to right above our email address. The other thing that we have to do is map our value for our input given name. We have to map it to an audience field. So we'll select an option here. We'll select first name. So that is looking good. So far, what we've done here is we've added in a second step, and that second step is to ask a question about what is your favorite type of dumpling, steamed, fried, or baked, and we're going to capture that information. Then it's going to ask them for their first name and email address. And then we're going to do a discount code. I'm going to click on the discount name, and it says discount code type. So we can call this dumpling lover. How about that? And so if you can buy one, get one free dumpling. So in addition to adding a dumpling lover discount code here, we also have to add it to a follow-up option that's connected in case anyone should minimize before they get their coupon. We can click on side where it says discount, and we have to change that to the same coupon name. Okay, let's go ahead and preview this. We'll preview this locally. So yes, I want a free bag of dumplings, absolutely. What is your favorite type of dumpling? I'm gonna say fried, and click continue. We're going to enter in our first name, I'm a test, and our email address, and click continue. And now we have our code that we can just click on and copy it and use it at checkout. Now let's go check out the data that's been captured. So here is our latest test that we've done. And if I scroll down here, you'll see that they are in a group called favorite dumpling, and I've selected fried. So all that's left to do now with our pop-up form is to click on save and review. And then we're going to go through our pop-up form checklist, where it should show, on what website, who should see it, when should it show. And if you're interested, I did do a video on this in quite a bit of detail that you can go check out, and I'll leave a link in the top corner there and also in the description. But for now, we're just going to click on finish later, because the other component to this that is optional and something that I would recommend is in automation. In this case, setting up a customer journey. So if anyone should select one of those options, fried, baked, or steamed, that you can then send follow-up emails to them, future discount codes, products on sale, things like that. So under automations overview, we can click on choose a pre-built journey or build from scratch. In this case, we're going to be building from scratch because we want to use the group options that a person selected. So in our name journey, we're going to do dumpling choice. That might be a good one. Our audience has to match. So we did test, 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 and click on choose a starting point. Our starting point will be contact activity, joins an audience group, and then our group will be, we can click on fried and then click save as a starting point. And so anyone who selects fried, they can go on to, send an email saying, hey, welcome to the fried dumpling group. So happy you could be here. Here's some recipes, things like that. And then you'd create separate journeys for each option for fried, steamed, or baked. And once you get your journeys all set, you click on continue and then go live. And there you go. Your multi-step Mailchimp pop-up form is now smarter, more engaging, and let's be honest, perhaps a little bit more tastier. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more no-fluff email marketing tutorials, and let me know in the comments, do you prefer fried, steamed, or baked dumplings? I'll see you in the next video.